What's going on, guys? Legacy here. Today, I'm really excited to bring you guys a new Master Duel deck profile for my Eldlich Ancient Warrior deck. I haven't really been playing Master Duel that much the past 2 seasons. I've been playing more this season, and this is pretty much the only deck I've been playing. I've been grinding this deck out because it's been so much fun. I love this deck. I'm having a blast, and that's kind of why I'm making a video on it. So, like always, I'll be going kind of in-depth card by card in the deck profile, and I'll give an overview of what the deck is trying to do and why the two engines complement each other, and I'll also include some replays showing the deck in action. That being said, let's get right into it. So the theory behind this deck, or combining these two archetypes, is that they really complement each other's weaknesses. So Eldlich, if you don't know, is a trap-based, very recursive archetype that centers around this Eldlich, the Golden Lord card, and Golden Land traps. Basically, each trap replaces itself. So it's a very recursive, very grindy archetype, but it's very slow. Doesn't really have many explosive plays. The Ancient Warrior archetype is more of an OTK going second kind of strategy that you basically special summon a bunch of Ancient Warrior monsters, you bounce your opponent's monsters from field to hand, you destroy them, and then you go for the OTK. But the problem with this archetype is that you really have no follow-up. After you just put all your monsters on board, that's pretty much it. You use all their effects, and you have no follow-up for the next turn. So the Ancient Warrior engine gives the Eldlich engine kind of like an explosive first or second turn play, and the Eldlich engine really centers the backbone of the deck. If your explosive plays don't result in an OTK, you can keep playing from there and have follow-up through the Eldlich traps. So that being said, let's get right into the deck profile. For the monsters, I play 3 Max C. So this deck, because of this card right here that I will get into later, can't really play that many hand traps. And I want to only play Max C pretty much, because if you play more than that, like you see I kind of cut Ash from this list. Most Master Duel decks play 3 Max C, 3 Ash, 2 Call By. But a lot of the times, because this card, you want to get this card out, and then this card, you can't use monster-based hand traps when this card is out. So I cut down the monster-based hand traps to the hand traps that are the most impactful, which I feel are definitely 3 Max C, because Max C is a broken card. Onto the Beast Warrior monsters, I play 1 Zodiac Whiptail. So the 1 Zodiac Whiptail is just for attack against the Eldlich Mirror Match. Searching this off tanky and going into any Zodiac to banish an Eldlich is a really good play sometimes. Really good in the Mirror Match, and it gives you the flexibility of just going into, because the extra deck isn't very you have a lot of space in the extra decks, so you can go into a pretty big Zeus just off this Whiptail if you need to, searching it off tanky. So tech addition to the deck, I found it performs very well in the Mirror Match and going to Zeus whenever you need it. So for our other normal summons, we play 2 Ancient Warriors Masterful Sun Mo. So Sun Mo is like the heart and soul of this deck. So this reads that, the important effect is that it's your starter. So once per turn, you can send 1 card from your hand or the field to the graveyard, add 1 Ancient Warriors monster from your deck to your hand, except this card. And then if your other Ancient Warriors monster effect is activated, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, return it to the hand. So this card is crazy. This card is basically what you want to resolve, both going first and going second. And essentially, I'll keep going. So the card you're usually searching off this is the Ingenious. So this reads that if this card is added from your deck to the hand by the effect of an Ancient Warriors card, which was our starter, you can special summon it. So then going second, you can search. You basically use Sun Mo to ditch one of your Eldlich traps, and then search the Ingenious. You special summon the Ingenious, and then you can bounce a card using the Sun Mo, and then you can go into your double Dragon Lords. So that's basically your engine. It's really powerful if it goes off. You basically have, you can special summon a bunch of Ancient Warrior monsters. You can ditch an Eldlich trap to get your Eldlich engine going. And it's just insane starter. I play 2 because I only pulled 1 double Dragon Lord, But I actually like this 2-to-1 ratio because if you play 3 and 2, you have another brick and another ingenious. And I brick on these two a lot. These are your two bricks of the deck. Or the ingenious is the real brick. This is, you can still kind of play with this if you draw this, but you do not want to draw this card. And that's why I kind of tech in the Zodiac for the follow-up. So if you have a tanky and a Sun Mo, a lot of times you're searching for your second tanky, you search your Zodiac for your turn 3, turn 4 plays. So this ratio with 3 tanky has been working out really good for me. If I pulled another double Dragon Lord, I would consider playing 3 and 2, but 2 and 1 have been really working out for me. So really enjoying that. I play 2 Kaijus, 1 Gamma Seal and 1 Galdara. This might be 2 Gamma Seal if I don't actually have 2 Gamma Seal. Just the 1 Galdara because of Barrier Statue, but this deck doesn't really care that much about Barrier Statue as long as you can resolve this card, because this what you're searching is a wind monster. So you can search this, special summon it, and you can bounce the Barrier Statue anyways. So this probably would be another Gamma Seal, but anyways, 2 Kaiju just for going second. So the Rebellious, so this card is insane. So this card reads that this card must be special summoned by controlling the highest stack Ancient Warriors monster on the field. So pretty much only you unless you're playing the mirror match. And then once per turn during the main phase, it's non-targeting destruction of your opponent monster controls with the highest attack. But the caveat is that you cannot activate other monster effects the turn you activate this effect. So this card is why I cut down on the monster-based hand traps, cutting down on Ash. Because to use this effect, a lot of the times you go into your double Dragon Lords and this first turn board, and then if you have a hand trap, you have to pick between the hand trap and this effect, which always really feels bad, because if you have an Ash, you either Ash your opponent or you have this basically destruction effect. And I kind of want to avoid that. That's why I'm playing harder going second cards like Kaijus instead. But yeah, this card is crazy. This card is part of your first turn board, and it's really good going second, even if you open up in your hand, if you open up another Ancient Warriors, because you can just special summon it. We're playing 2 Eldlich, the Golden Lord. 2 Eldlich, 3 is too bricky. 2 is perfect for just kind of playing the grind game. And if you don't know what Eldlich does, basically you can, if you have him in your hand, you can send him in a spell or trap to target 1 card your opponent controls, send it to the graveyard, or you can revive him from the graveyard by sending like a trap or a spell face down, or it doesn't have to be face down, but a trap or a spell from your side of the field to the graveyard. So this guy is basically the follow-up plays. This is how you play a grind game. Really pretty necessary. Don't run 3. It's too much of a brick. 2 is the correct ratio for me. I'm playing 1 Nib. I know I had the whole spiel about how cutting down on the monster-based hand traps, but just all of my decks I've been playing 3 Max C 1 Nib because you want some threats to draw into for your Max C. Because against a lot of these combo-based decks, if you don't have like a Nib or like a dropless to draw into, like it doesn't matter if you draw like 10 cards. If all your cards are like slow traps, you know, you're still going to lose anyways. So you need something to stop combo decks. And I include the 1 Nib. It's been pretty clutch for me. You'll see in kind of like, hopefully I have some replays for it. But the 1 Nib, I seem to always get it whenever I need it. So I haven't cut it yet. Same vein, you want some blowout cards to draw into your Max C. So Lightning Storm is there for back row, as well as being flexible, eats up a negate against combo. Other spells, I'm playing 3 Pot of Prosperity for consistency. A lot of people play Extravagance in this deck, but I like Prosperity a lot because I like the flexibility of basically, you're not really trying to OTK with this deck. You're trying to break your opponent's board and then set up follow-up with the Eldlich traps and grinding your opponents out. And Prosperity is really good because you can dig for a Kaiju, you dig for, you really want to see your Sun Mo, you want to resolve your Sun Mo. So when I don't have anything in hand, normally I'm banishing 6 to dig for this or a tanky. So I really like Prosperity over Extravagance. You could play Extravagance. Again, I only pulled 1 double Dragon Lord, so I can't really play Extravagance. But regardless, I think I'd play Prosperity anyways. For more spells, I play 3 Fire from Merchant Teki, just insane consistency tool. But this this is much better in this deck than like something like say Tri-Brigades, because if you draw tanky, it's a 1-card Sun Mo, even though you want to be usually ditching an Eldlich trap. Also, tanky on the field gives you fodder for your Eldlich, so great synergy there. But Tanky is a really good card, just a once per turn searcher. You can search, usually searching Sunmo or the Zodiac Whiptail. 2 Cursed Eldlin. Cursed Eldlin is actually a really good card in this deck because it baits Ash. The way you lose with this deck is that this or your Tanky gets Ashed. And you just need this card to resolve. And a lot of the times, if your opponent thinks you're playing Eldlich, they're going to Ash this card. And or they're going to hold it for your Eldlixir. But a lot of people Ash this Cursed Eldlin card. And this is kind of like an Ash magnet for me. And along with that, when it's sent to the graveyard, you actually can dump a Golden Land card. And one of the best boards you can make, so if you open Sun Mo and the Cursed Eldlin, you can pretty much end on double Dragon Lords, the Rebellious, and the counter trap here, Golden Land Forever, as well as like an Eldlixir. And that's like a counter trap negate, and you have a bounce and a pop with follow-up with the Elixir, which is pretty crazy 2-card combo. So, really good card, play the max. It's limited to 2 for some reason. 2 called by, pretty explanatory. Stops hand trap, stops your Ash on Sun Mo. And just a really good card in general. Pseudo trap. I'm playing 1 White Destiny because it's because there are situations where I have both Conch and Hakiro in the graveyard, and I don't want to search 2 Elixirs, you know. So I'm searching Elixir, a White and Scarlet, and it's not really breaking this deck because you want to be sending something off your Sun Mo anyways. So if you draw it in your hand, you just send it off your Sun Mo. Playing the 1 copy just for that situation. I'm playing the 1 droplet. I only have 1 droplet, but I'd consider playing 2. I just wanted 3 solid going second cards, like hard going second cards, and this could be a kaiju, but droplets is just really good. Again, like if you open like something like like an Eldlich, a droplet, and Sun Mo, you can droplet your opponent's board, resolve Sun Mo, and then just resolving Sun Mo breaks like 90% of boards. It's just that good. So 1 copy of droplets because I only have 1 copy, but it's a really good card. 3 Imperm, starting off the trap lineup. Imperm is an insane card in this deck because it doesn't conflict with your Rebellious. And just a really solid going second hand trap in general, so max out on it. For the Eldlich engine, I play 3 Elixir, of course, 3 Hakero, 3 Conquistador. This is pretty standard. You can cut like a Conquistador, but this is pretty standard Eldlich stuff. Elixir summons a Eldlich from your deck or graveyard. Hakero is a banish if you've got the Golden Lord, and Conquistador is a pop. For your counter traps, I'm playing 1 Solemn Judgment and 1 Golden Land Forever. So the 1 Solemn is just because it's free, and it's kind of a sack if you go first and you set 5 plus Judgment. They Lightning Storm you, Judgment, you just win the game. Golden Land Forever because it's searchable. It's part of your like insane turn 1 board. And then this card's really good. Having the 1 copy, having the flexibility of searching a counter trap is just really good. So I played at 1 copy. That rounds out the main deck, 40 cards. I'd consider swapping around like the kaiju droplet ratios, but otherwise I think it's perfect. And I would consider playing 3 Sunmo, 2 Ingenious, but I think the real follow-up that you want to be doing is the Eldlich cards. And if you're resolving Sunmo once, you're usually in a really good position. Onto the extra deck, I'm playing Tiger Mortar, Drident, Borbo, and Chakanine. So playing 4 Zodiacs because actually if you go with the Sun Mo combo, you see these 2 are actually both level 4s. So sometimes I can go into Chakanine and just go into a 6 material Zeus. Otherwise, these are either prosperity fodder or I can go through them, go into them with Whiptail. So pretty self-explanatory Zodiac package. I'm playing 2 rank 5s. These are often like prosperity fodder, but I like having the option of these. This is just like a face-up, like a pop, and I just pulled this, so I'm playing it. It's a monster reborn from your opponent's graveyard, which is situationally useful. These are often prosperity fodder. I think I went into this card once to pop some like a TC Boo, or like I popped some continuous trap, and it won me the game. but I haven't really gone into this card that much. These are just flex spots. If you got a better rank 5, definitely play the better rank 5. But this is just kind of what I have. One Zeus because I'm playing the Zodiac package. Really good card. It's pretty self-explanatory. One Link Spider, just to like link off your Conch or your Hakero. Pretty self-explanatory. This Almirage is just kind of here for. I honestly take this should be a Link Spider. I think I wanted to play 2 Link Spiders, so assume this is a Link Spider. I think I was trying out Sangan in this deck, but yeah, this should be a Link Spider or a flex spot. One Phoenix, just really good, generic back row removal. One double Dragon Lord. So this card is a crazy card. So if I read this card, it says all Ancient Warrior monsters you control can gain 500 attack or defense. Good for OTKing. And then basically, if this card is Link Summon, you can add 1 Ancient Warriors card from your deck to your hand. And then quick effect, you can send 1 card from your hand or field to the graveyard and bounce an opponent's card they control. So your ideal turn 1 board is you resolve this, you search the Ingenious, you special summon it, you go into Double Dragon Lords. Double Dragon Lord searches your Rebellious, and then you can special summon your Rebellious because you control the Double Dragon Lords. So, really efficient 1-card combo that gets you into a bounce and a quick effect non-targeting destruction. So, really powerful. I'm playing the decode call because I don't have Nightmare Unicorn, but this should be Nightmare Unicorn. But just a Link 3 if I need to go into Access Code. And the rest of these are just kind of staple Link 4s. They can just be whatever you want. I'm playing that. I never go into this, but it's cool. It's like prismatic. But these are pretty much prosperity fodder. If I could, I'd play definitely the Dreadnought. The one that does 2k damage. I don't remember what it's called. And I'd play Leeb instead of some of these flex spots. But again, extra deck isn't really necessary. All you really need is this card. Multiple copies of it preferably. But unfortunately, I got unlucky with my packs. So that's the deck. I hope you guys kind of understand like what this deck is trying to do. So your ideal first turn 1 play is to resolve this, sending an Eldlich trap. And then later, I think, as we go into replays, I'll be showing off the combo as well. And yeah, it's just been a ton of fun to play because this Ancient Warriors package just gives the Eldlich just more explosiveness. And the Eldlich gives the Ancient Warriors like turn 2, 3, and 4 plays. And the goal of this deck is going first, you set up like your Eldlich engine and your 2 disruptions. Going second, you break your opponent's board, do the same thing, and outgrind your opponent using the Eldlich engine. That being said, let's go down to the combos and the replays. Alright, so let's get into the first replay. I think this first replay is just kind of showcasing the ceiling of the deck in terms of like what kind of board you can make going first. I believe this is a version of the deck where I was trying Skill Drain, because you can actually Sunmo under Skill Drain because you can send the Skill Drain. I ended up cutting it for Kaijus, I believe. But just something to note. But I think here, yeah, I opened a Way to Sunmo and Curse Eldlich. So with these 2 cards, you're pretty much off to the races. So first, you want to Curse Eldlich because it's an Ash magnet. Here, my opponent doesn't have Ash, so I search the Conch. And then I will Tanky for the Sunmo. I will normal summon Sunmo. Effect to send Eldlich to grab the Ingenious. Eldlich effect Chainlink 1, Ingenious effect Chainlink 2. I will special summon out, and then I will dump a Golden Land Trap, which is a Hakero. So here I'll go into Double Dragon Lords, and because I opened the Golden Land Forever here, it's here oftentimes I'd search the Golden Land Forever because your dump gets you into an Elixir. But here I open it so I can search a Hakero or a Conquistador for an extra pop. And then end phase, I can Hakero to set Elixir. So basically, your Double Dragon Lords, your Rebellious, and set 5 is a pretty good board. I Elixir and draw phase because this turns on your counter trap. So if they want to like Lightning Storm you, Harpy's Feather Duster, you can have an out to that. So you basically have a bounce, a quick effect pop, a counter trap, and here I have a Conch too. Plus any. Imagine like the Skill Drain is like a strong trap, you know, like an Ice Dragon Prison or like an Imperm. So you have pretty much like 4 and 5 interruptions plus follow-up. Unfortunately here, I'm not playing anything crazy. I'm playing Gladiator Beast. So it's not really an actual duel. I think this was when I was in gold. But here's just kind of like the ceiling of the deck. You've got 5 follow-ups plus like the, or 5 disruptions plus the follow-up from the Eldlich traps. So pretty crazy. For the actual duel, yeah, I just normal summon Whiptail, and then I banish whatever he has, and then I attack for game. So not a exciting duel, but just showcasing the ceiling of the deck, and it's pretty crazy when you open like Sunmo, Curse Eldlin, and a couple of strong traps. So getting into another replay, I believe I'm going second this game, and I think this game is a good showcase of how your engine cards can also break boards. So here I open really good Tenki Eldlin again, and here I also open the Eldlich and the Eldlich trap. So pretty just all engine cards, but I'll show you how this how engine cards can break boards. So we're playing Utopia. I'm not really familiar with this combo, but he goes normal summon, double summon out into I think Utopia or ZX something. Yeah, the Utopic Sage. Then he goes detach 2 to search or to summon from deck, and then special summon from graveyard. And then he can go, I think he goes Utopia double here. Yep, so he's got double. And then one of the materials can search the rank up spell, and then he can search the double or nothing, and then special summon Utopia. So I don't know if this is like a meta combo or anything. It's just I don't really know how this deck works. But so he's got like a rank up spell plus this Utopia. I think he's trying to get to 4 materials here. Yeah, so he's got 4 materials on whatever his rank up thing is. And then he can go the rank 10, I believe. Or the rank 12, yeah. So this is a quick effect summon from extra deck, which is actually pretty good. So he quick effects. Unfortunately, I don't open any hand traps. But this is kind of a showcase of how engine can break boards. So he does the attach, and then he attaches like a ZX monster. So I think this thing says you can't be destroyed. I top deck a Kaiju, which is insane here. But he goes draw phase, summon a Hope Harbinger. So essentially he's got a spell negate, a trap, or a spell negate, a monster. I think this is a monster negate. Let me read this real quick. Once per turn while this card. Yeah, so he's got a monster negate, spell negate. So I Kaiju over the spell negate because I want to get everything going, and then I Eldlich his monster negate. I Eldin here. You always Eldin first because he thinks you're playing Eldlich, and now he ashes it. So this is like what I was talking about before. You really want to protect your Sunmo from getting ashed, or like just ash. Ash because of the Eldlin. But here I can Tanky, get into my Sunmo, and I'm off to the races now. So normal summon, send, add Ingenious, Eldlin 1, Ingenious 2, Ingenious 2, special summon out. And then here I can actually activate the Eldlin dump. And here I can activate the Sun modes to bounce something back. So you can actually bounce your own Kaiju back. This is because I wanted to Kaiju over his rank 12, because his rank 12 can just make an attack 0. But I actually forget to do this. Unfortunately, I just go battle phase. But anyways, yeah, you search Rebellious. Here you clear the Tanky. Again, that synergy to special summon the Eldlich. So now I've got like 3 attackers to just beat over his board. So I just go hit. And then here I don't Kaiju over his monster, unfortunately. I forget. So I was like, oh, okay, like whatever. I'll just use the Kaiju to bounce it back. Same result, right? And then I will I'm going to pop the other monster. So then I set Conk, and then now I can Hawkero banish, and he sees the writing on the wall because that Eldlich followed up. So just a showcase of how just engine cards plus a Kaiju can break some pretty significant boards. So going on to the next replay, I believe this game we're going second again against Live Twin. I'm not really too familiar with how Live Twin works, and let's see what we open. So starting hand, we open Max C, Kaiju, Nib, and 2 Eldlich cards. So kind of bricky, but we're going second, so hopefully the Max C can unbrick our hand. So he goes Secret Password. So basically he searches the spell that searches the monster. And then he searches the monster here. And then I think when he normal summons, he can special summon out something else if he doesn't have a monster. So here I Max C, get my free draw in. And then, yeah, hopefully stopping his turn. So we can draw one. So we draw into the Tanky, which is insane. I'm like, yes, like, that's good. We had another draw to find it anyways. We draw another Eldritch Trap. So activate Tanky. Hope he doesn't have Ash. He does not have Ash. We will add our Sunmo. Hopefully we're off to the racers here. But here he Valors on summon. And here I misplay a little bit because I'm like, all right, let's get this Eldritch Trap in the grave. But then he Ghost Ogres me. I was like, Ghost Ogre and Master Duel? Like, there's no way. It's like a TCG thing, you know? But yeah, I misplayed a little. I should have just gone Battle Phase to beat over because there's nothing to do for that anyways. But yeah, so now I can just Eldlich. So I set the counter trap and everything. Now I can just Eldlich everything. So here I draw phase to Eldlich. But then he has the Ghost Bell. And I'm like, oh man, like I'm in trouble. But this is why I play Nib. So I have a Nib to fall back on. So the Nib is like really good for me here because I can just I'm not really like scared of what he can do now. So he goes into Link Disciple, I think, and then I don't really remember what he does here, but he goes into his Link plays. Oh yeah, Link's Disciple, Link Devotee, and then he can tribute that to summon tokens, I think. He has the Avarice, which is really good for him as well, so he can shuffle everything back, and then hopefully get into more hand traps or like some more extenders. I don't know if this deck really plays extenders. He draws 2. He Cyclones, and he Cyclones my Golden Land Forever, which is a very interesting choice. But anyways, he tributes, he'll summon the 2 tokens, and then here I drop the Nib. Figure it's a nice time to drop it before he can go into anything else. Not really sure what else he can go into if it floats or anything, but yep, summon the token. Should have summoned an attack. He normal summons Ash Blossom after that. And he goes into Needle Fiber here, but here I'm not really scared because he can't go into Link 3 or above. And then I have Eldritch follow up in my back pocket, you know? So here he Valors, thinking to go into access code, but you know, he sees the writing on the wall because I think I have follow up. And he just surrenders. So kind of showing you if your Ancient Warrior play gets stopped, then you have the Eldritch engine to fall back on. So again, really good synergy in between the two. Getting into the next replay, I believe we're going first. So we'll see what our opening hand is. So we open Sunmo, Eldlich, Prosperity, and 2 Eldritch Traps, which is a pretty good hand. So I will Prosperity to try to bait out an Ash. I Prosperity for 3. Oh, this. So it's Max C, Tanky, and Skill Drain. This is kind of my Skill Drain variant that I was testing out. And I Fat Fingered the Max C. I wanted to add Tanky there to search for like bait out an Ash. So I'm like, oh, I hope he doesn't have Ash. But he doesn't. Normal summon, send an Eldritch Trap. In this case, I want to send the Eldritch Trap that I do not plan on using. I like keeping Conk because a pop is usually better than a banish. It's like more versatile. But we're doing our standard combo, double Dragon Lords into Rebellious, and then Eldritch Trap into Elixir. So here, this is an average first turn board. If you don't get interrupted, double Dragon Lords, bounce, quick effect, destruct off the Rebellious, and like 2 Eldritch Traps. In this case, you have a pop up the Conquistador. So he's playing a 60 card like Grass variant. Infernoids, he Reasoning. So I think I guessed 4, but I guess I should have guessed 1 because like Infernoids is like the most likely deck I guess to play this. Either 1 or like 2 I guess for Paleo Frogs, right? But anyways, like he mills a bunch now. I might skip this part. But he mills a bunch. And he hits the Decatron, actually. So Decatron, he hits, I don't know what he sends, actually. I don't know what this is. So I think I'm just going to Max C here because I don't really think I'm going to die. So I give up the pop. So here, I think I want to pop his lair, and then he chains the Decatron for some reason. I think he wanted to negate my trap, but anyways, I want to Conquistador and then Eldlich the Lair of Darkness because I don't want anything getting tributed here. I think he honestly probably might have misclicked on the Decatron, but I'm not really quite sure what's going on there. But I'm popping the Lair of Darkness regardless, and then he's going to special summon all his stuff from grave. So here I'm going to double Dragon Lords to bounce that. But he chains the Seer, which makes it unaffected, I think. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll take the L here, and he gets to wipe my board. But this duel kind of showcases the power, or like I was playing pure Ancient Warriors here, and he got like a Dark Hole on my board, then I would have been like done. Like I unless I top deck a Sun Mo plus like a card to discard, I would have been like, it's game over, you know. But here I can actually just I have Eldlich follow up. I grab the Hakero here, and then I can just I think I can just beat over his Infernoid with the Eldlich. And then yeah, this is kind of what you do. You want to kind of trade with your opponent when you're going first, and then use your Eldlich engine as like follow up. So then here I can Hakero, and then I can also Conk. So here's I don't really have interruption here, but like I can grab an elixir, and then here's kind of why I'm playing white. So I don't have to search two Sanguines. So I'm feeling pretty safe. I'm gonna draw, or I think I'm gonna standby phase called by his spell trap or his heavy storm. So he can't do that. He goes this thing, but I think he realizes he can't win because he doesn't have that thing that banishes, or I think that was the Inferno that banishes, but you can't beat over and then banish. My Eldritch has higher attack. So just kind of, again, a duel showing what you're trying to do with this deck, even though, or the strengths of this deck, I would say, because even though my board got wiped, I could still had follow-up through the Eldritch engine. So going into this last replay, I think this one's a quick replay. Again, going second. Again, this was like a variant that I was trying like strong traps here. A Torrential and Skill Drain, but since then I've kind of moved on from that. I'm showing this replay because they don't really like do anything here. I am still playing Ashe in this variant, which I don't recommend doing. But in this, I think here again, here it doesn't really matter. Well, when I say it doesn't matter, I misplayed by not Ashing the Foolish. You'll see what I mean. Anyways, we're playing Invoked. He actually normal summons Alistair and doesn't Surge Invocation, so I'm like, okay, he drew either one or both of them. So then he goes normal Invoke stuff like Invocation for Makaba. And then I think here I get punished for not Ashing the Fool. Well, of course he goes Invocation Alistair first. Again, typical Invoke stuff, but I think he goes Magicalized Fusion here. So here I get punished for not Ashing the Foolish and letting him fill his grave with Shaddolls. But I wanted to show this replay because wind is not really a problem for this deck. You'll see if you can get the Makaba out or the Monster Negate out, wind is not really a problem for this deck. So here I can't really do anything other than Eldlich's Makaba, but I decide to play it safe here. I could Eldlich's Makaba, but I don't know. I just because I feel like he's not gonna, if he normal summons Alistair or he invocations for a fusion, I just don't want him banishing my Golden Lord. So he plays it pretty slow. Maybe he plays around the Torrential. He just goes Battle Phase Attack. But anyways, I get into my Tanky, which is a really good draw. Otherwise, I would have had to made my move here. I Tanky, hope for no Ashe, so he doesn't talk to Ashe, which is great for me. So here I Golden Lord his Makaba to get his Monster Negate off the board. He doesn't negate it, which is very interesting. He probably wanted to save his follow-up, but this pretty much leaves him open to an OTK line. So I can, so why Winda isn't a problem because Ingenious actually win, or you just need one special summon and then you can bounce the Winda. So again, showcasing Sunmu's insane board breaking ability if you can do it, or if you can resolve him, and then you can search the Rebellious, and then go for the OTK because here you can see if you have Eldlich and Sunmu or a way to summon Eldlich, then you can OTK because 1600 plus 3300 plus 35 is just game. So again, kind of showcasing the engines if left like unchecked, or you can get rid of like a monster negate and resolve your Sunmo. Really good engine. You can OTK really easily with just like a couple cards. And that's all I've got for you guys today. So hope you guys enjoyed. I definitely would recommend this deck. You've got tools for going both first and second. You can OTK, or you can play like a grindy game with the Eldlich engine. So really flexible deck. Highly recommend. I definitely put in the rank 10 trains in the extra deck, and consider 3 Sunmo, 2 Ingenious in the main deck. But I like 2 because if you resolve it once, then you're usually in a pretty good spot. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.